But there are several things that you can do to really help. Firstly, is to invest in a really good focuser for your telescope. And that's something like this. And that allows you to focus the telescope without having to touch it. And that means you can focus the telescope very carefully and accurately. And you need to do that for this kind of photography. Many deep sky photographers use focusing masks. These aren't really suitable for planetary imaging. So try to focus on the planet itself. And when you're focusing, try and look for areas of good contrast. So with Saturn, for example, look at the Cassini division in the rings. With Jupiter, you need to try and look for areas of good contrast in the cloud bands. So also, when it comes to focusing, take your time. It's very, very important to get the image in accurate focus, as otherwise you're never going to get a good quality image.
Ну, также, Дамиан, все написано на русском.
Another important consideration for high-resolution imaging is the use of a device called an atmospheric dispersion corrector. And this is a device that corrects the smearing out of light into its constituent colours by the Earth's atmosphere. And the lower an object is in the sky, the worse the effect is. And you can see here just two images. One with Saturn low in the sky without using a dispersion corrector. So Saturn here was maybe about 20 degrees above the horizon, and here using a dispersion corrector. And you can see the difference in quality is really dramatic.
Важнейшим устройством для фотографии планет также является корректор атмосферной дисперсии. Дело в том, что свет преломляется, лучи света различных длин волн в атмосфере по-разному. Вот, и поэтому надо свести их опять в одно целое. Вот для примера было показано два изображения Сатурна без корректора атмосферной дисперсии и с корректором. Сатурн при этом находился на высоте примерно 20 градусов. Но видно, что применение корректора атмосферной дисперсии существенно улучшает качество картинки.
So you can see here a basic diagram just to try and explain a bit more about dispersion. Basically, as light comes from a celestial object, it hits Earth's atmosphere. Earth's atmosphere acts a bit like a lens. So objects low in the sky are passing through much more air to the observer than objects high overhead. And this results in the white light of the object being separated out into these colours, such as you see here. And as I say, the further an object is from the zenith, the worse this problem is.
Ну, на этой картинке Дамиан показал, как бы проиллюстрировал предыдущий тезис о том, что изображение, луч света от изображения, значит, он по-разному переломляется для различных длин волн, и чем ближе объект к горизонту, тем этот эффект проявляется все сильнее и сильнее.
Now luckily, dispersion correctors aren't very expensive to buy, and you can see here a picture of a very popular model that's widely available, and I've used this one myself. It works really well, and you can see here it costs around $130 US, and for the coming years it's well worth investing in a dispersion corrector because the planets from the northern hemisphere will be quite low in the sky.
Вот здесь пока, вообще корректоры атмосферной дисперсии раньше были достаточно дорогими, но вот сейчас вышел у компании ЦВО, значит, вот такой корректор, он стоит всего $128, он, похоже, будет товаром года 2017 в связи с тем, что планеты в северном полушарии сейчас низко, и он будет постоянно нужен.
And just one last slide to talk about dispersion. You can see here some images of Mars. Here with Mars 30 degrees above the horizon, and you can see there the effects of dispersion, the smearing out, detail in the image, whilst with Mars high above the horizon, it's a lovely clean and detailed image. And the effect is even more apparent on these distant images of Mars that were taken when it was low in the sky. Here with no dispersion corrector, and here using a dispersion corrector.
Вот здесь показан эффект применения вот этого корректора атмосферной дисперсии на Марс для высоты 30 градусов и 70 градусов. И также приведены три изображения Марса на малой высоте без корректора атмосферной дисперсии и с корректором атмосферной дисперсии. Ну и видно, что он значительно улучшает изображение.
So, moving on. For the cameras that we use for high resolution imaging, we need software to control them. And by far and away the most popular software package for controlling cameras today is fire capture. And that can be downloaded freely here at this link. And this allows us to control almost every aspect of the camera, from exposure to gain, gamma, and everything you can imagine. And it's a really good user-friendly package. And it supports almost any camera model that you would want to use for this kind of imaging.
Для того, чтобы снимать планеты, потребуется специальное программное обеспечение, которое работает с камерой. Наиболее популярной программой сегодня является программа Fire Capture. У нее есть очень много, ну, во-первых, у нее пользовательский user-friendly интерфейс, и кроме того, она бесплатна, может быть спокойно, бесплатно скачивать с сайта указан.
And here is just a brief summary on how to capture images using fire capture. And you can see there are various points here. Leave the gamma setting at the default value, which is 50%. This is quite important for most of the cameras, as if you shoot with the gamma really low, it can result in image artifacts. Don't set the gain to a very low level. This might look nice on screen, nice and noise-free, but when you come to process the image, the result can often look really bad and can have all kinds of image artifacts, so avoid doing that. For Jupiter and Mars, use